Yo, Joe Phantomaniacs, and welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel, brought to you by Audible Interlude, a G.I. Joe podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts. Today we're looking at the Python Patrol Officer. Now there's... obviously I have to mention the thing that I never even would have known, because I was out of Joe by the time the original Python Patrol and Tiger Force came around. But apparently... this version was called the Trooper in the original line, and the Officer was, I don't know the whole deal, but this Officer, I'm very happy to see it in hand, and you can't really even tell in the video. We'll get to it. Cool art on the side. I really dig it. I love the, look at that. Can you imagine how big a classified Night Raven would be? My gosh. Or are these Sky Ravens attacking him? No, I know they're not. But anyway, cool art. Really like it. Works very well. The angular nature of the art really fits in with the Python pattern on this guy. Back of the box, you've got the cool jungle type scene. Side of the box, you've got the specialties. You can look those up on gijoe.com if you so desire. But let's get to this figure, because I am excited. I've been excited about these. Got the cool background in there. But like getting them in hand, I really, really love these concepts. I like these repaints a lot. They pop on the shelf. I think I mentioned in my review of the Tiger Force Bazooka that I've got all of these repaints on a shelf together. So alternate versions, like the Retro Destro and Lady J, like all my alternate versions are in a separate little shelf. So there's a cool presentation there. And an excuse to have them and not feel like I'm doubling up on any characters. All right, let's put all those accessories to the side for right now. Put that helmet to the side as well. I appreciate the need for it in the box for presentation purposes, but you've got the cool balaclava with that just great detailing on it. I mean, look at that. You can see the ears underneath. You've got the, whatever the mesh, I don't know if this is supposed to be like a mesh weave armor or something, but just really nice, cool detail. And then if you'll notice, he is a darker skinned fellow, which is something that I like them bringing into the line. Very cool. The shirt, I wish that the camera would show you what my eyes are seeing. Let me see if altering my light a little bit might make that more apparent. But my concern with this figure was that there wouldn't be enough contrast between the yellow lines on the shirt and the sort of yellowish green of the shirt. And even now, it's not standing out in the video quite as much. But in hand, in person, the yellow, I'm not saying there couldn't be a little more contrast, but in person, there's plenty of contrast with that yellow Cobra emblem, the yellow lines on the shirt. Like, it really does work nicely in person. If the shirt itself was just a little more green, that would be cool. But also, again, it's all with these, it's all about that contrast and how they pop to the eye. So you have this sort of yellowish green with the red collar and the black, and then the gray. Like, all of these colors are coming together to my eye in a very appealing way. I dig it. It's cool. I'm having a blast with these. I really am appreciating these much more than I thought I would. You get his belt down into place there. I feel like it should be right at the top of his trousers, not up on his shirt. So lower that a little bit. And he's got his web gear, nicely detailed. I like the painted black on the shoulders. Trousers, just nice black, tons of sculpted detail, but they are just plain old black. And I do not have the original version of this figure, so we can't really do a comparison here. But I have already noticed one thing, because I do have a little comparison to do with the regular Cobra officer. You can see the waist down, all the same pieces, but the torso is actually the Cobra Trooper. If you take a look there, because the regular Cobra officer has the rank pips, or whatever you call those. I'm talking in Star Trek terms. I don't know if that's appropriate or not. But you can see it's a different... well, I guess the arms are probably the same on him and on the Trooper. The forearms are definitely the Trooper, because the officer has the gloves on. But something that jumped out at me... So check this out. On our Python Patrol officer, all of those buckles on his boots are painted. They all have silver paint. On the inside, come on, camera. On the outside and on the inside there. Very nice detailed touch. And what I noticed as soon as I got the other officer out is only the buckles on his feet are painted. None of the other buckles have paint on them. So our new guy is actually a little bit nicer deco-wise than our regular officer. So looks great. I'm not going to go into the articulation. We all know how these are articulated now. I guess I'll do just a little test to see how well he moves, but he feels really good. Nothing is stuck. Those hips, as I mentioned on the bat review, I've kind of learned my lesson. I'm going to heat these up before I move them too much. But everything else is, it's all moving nicely. These are, I think, the best articulated mass market retail figures currently available. They do the best job with the double joints of blending them into the figure's profile so they don't look gangly and weird. So let's take a look at the accessories. We already mentioned the helmet, which is all black. The chevron on the front is not painted, and that's fine with me because despite the obnoxious colors of these troops, they are meant to be sort of a stealth type unit. So I don't mind the unpainted chevron. That's fine. And it fits on perfectly and stays on, no problem. Accessory wise, he's got the AK-47 with some paint. So you can see the regular officer has the brown on the grip there, or on the front part. And we've got that, kind of matches the shirt a little bit. It's got the magazine is removable and does come with an extra magazine, which can be stored on the figure, which is a nice touch. Right in the back of the belt there. There we go. It goes right into that little pouch perfectly. And then this was something that seemed so unnecessary to me, the removable scope. Just why? Really no good reason for that to be removable. Just clips into place right there. Got a nice looking dagger. Good sculpt on that hilt with the wrapping, and then the little spike on the bottom. That's going to go right in that leg sheath, that thigh sheath right there, perfectly. We've got what looks very similar, or not very similar, somewhat similar to Han Solo's blaster. So wait a minute. Okay, yeah, the other officer came with this as well. Just sidearm. Nicely detailed, and man, there is a little Cobra. I can't remember if I noticed this on my regular officer review or not. If you didn't watch that, you're welcome to go back and check it out. Like, subscribe, and share. There is a Cobra emblem on the grip of this pistol. Isn't that something? So that is going to go right in the waist holster. I'd like to see more waist holsters in this line. enough with the thigh. Well, not enough with the thigh holsters, but let's do some waist holsters for some folks. I like that. And then finally, we've got the other weapon with the holster goes on to the back there, pegs into the back through the web gear, and stays on nicely. And the other magazine goes into this one. Oh, and you can see this. Let's see. So the AK, this one, and the pistol, if you can see there, all have the holes in them to be compatible with blast effects. So that's a nice touch as well. Turn that around, get that right in there. And there you go, your Python Patrol Officer. Different color, very interesting looking. I get it if people don't like these color schemes. I totally understand that. But to me, it just makes for a more interesting looking toy. And I'm happy to have it on the shelf in addition to the regular version. Just a very cool, unique looking figure. And the more of these Hasbro wants to do, the happier I will be. As long as they remain as relatively easy to get. Yes, it took a very long time, but as long as they're accessible, as long as I can get them, then keep them coming, Hasbro. I'm happy to see them. Thanks for watching, you guys. Please like, subscribe, share, and until next time, Cobra.
Smash that like button if you like needless things.